As we begin this Sunday night tilt with Kodai Senga facing Ronald Acuna Jr., the right-hand batter. They've held him to 2 hits in 11 at-bats. He's batting .336, and that's third best in the National League, and he's all over the leaderboards in just about every category.
And Acuna to left field. Going over there is Nimmo. Ronald Acuna and all his base stealing abilities is aboard.
And that's where I was going to tell you, Kodai Senga has to be careful with Ronald Acuna Jr. when it comes to that slider, because no one in baseball is slugging as high as Ronald Acuna Jr. is off the slider, 693 and counting.
Pitch all the way to Ozzie. Ronald wasting no time. He's on the move. Pitches a strike, throw down to second base, and Ronald's in there. And that's his 55th steal of the year.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It was a pretty good throw by Narvaez. Ozzie has homered in 2 straight games, and he has been lighting it up. He's been on base a ton.
Down and in, ball 4. He walked him. So Senga, who walks a lot of batters, has walked Albies, and now the Braves have runners at first and second with nobody out, and Austin Riley coming up. Senga has walked the 4th most hitters in the National League, and so here are the Braves with a threat right out of the gate. First and second, nobody out for Riley.
On the ground, Lindor. He'll go to second for 1, to first. Call is safe. The crowd certainly didn't think that was the right call.
Buck Showalter waiting for word from Eric Chavez, and they're not going to risk a challenge in the first inning. I'd like to see a replay of that, because again, with a naked eye, I thought they had him, and looking at the replay, I was wrong. He was safe. It becomes a fielder's choice. That eliminates Albies 6-4, and going to third is Acuna. So runners are at the corners with 1 out, and Matt Olson coming up. He is the major league leader in homers and runs batted in, 42 and 105.
Outside ball 4. That'll load him up for Marcell Ozuna. Well, the Braves getting a good long look at Senga here in the top of the first inning. 21 pitches, 11 strikes. And while his stuff has looked pretty good in terms of the velocity, Pete, I think consistency has been the issue for him.
Right field, fair ball. This may clear him. Acuna is in easily. Riley follows him. Olsen being waved. And a base-clearing double for Marcell Ozuna. They continue to haunt teams in the first. It was a fastball, and it's 3-0. This one to right field. DJ Stewart is there under it to make the play, and going to third. Here's the throw, and a tag, and an aggressive tag by Ozuna to get to third.
So 2 down, and the 7th Brave of the inning, Sean Murphy, coming to the plate.
Swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a high slider.
That ends the inning, but the Braves had Senga singing the first inning blues.
Yonny Chirinos really has not pitched well. So far has kept the Mets in check. There's McNeil, who singled into left center his first time. Hit hard to the right side. It's a base hit beyond Albies into right field. Ortega rounds third. He comes home to score. Lindor goes first to third, and Jeff McNeil gets the Mets on the board. RBI single to right. He's at first. It is now 3-1 Atlanta. Kodai Senga retired everybody since that Ozuna double. Well, here is Marcell to lead off the 4th.
Ozuna on the ground in the hole. Tough play. Lindor jumps, throws. Alonso holds the bag, and they get the out.
Francisco Lindor. Beautiful play moving to his right. He is elite, and he's got the first out in the top of the 4th. Here's Eddie Rosario, a lefty. Senga deals. Rosario smacks one center field. Ortega back to the track, stops, and in the grass makes the catch for the second out. So Senga has retired 10 in a row, and here's Sean Murphy. Murphy flails over a slider. So he strikes him out swinging down and away. That makes 6 strikeouts for Kodai Senga.
Too often this season, Mets have had situations like this, and you've got Lindor and McNeil and Alonso coming up, and they haven't been able to cash in. Lindor on the ground, hard hit. Arcia tries to do it himself. The throw is late. The run will come in, and they get just 1.
Arcia was fairly deep when he fielded it, and he wasn't sure that Ozzie Albies, with the left-hand hitter Lindor up and Albies shading towards that hole on the right side, would get to the bag in time. It kind of looked like that Albies would be there, but Arcia took a long time, took it himself, got the force play, runner at first, 1 out. Here's McNeil. He lines one the other way. Base hit going into left field. So now the Mets with 3 hits in the inning. McNeil is 3 for 3. And the Mets have the tying man in scoring position. The go-ahead run at first, and Pete Alonso coming up.
And Alonso on the ground. Riley had it, lost it, and he recovers to dive to tag third base for the second out.
Chirinos is fortunate. Here's another one that doesn't get down the line. A big hop off the bat over 100 miles an hour. Riley gets enough of it to keep it right there and then recovers for the tag at third.
So it goes as a fielder's choice. Lindor out 5 unassisted. McNeil at second, Alonso at first. Here's Vogelbach.
The bases will be loaded. Chirinos issues the walk. Here we go with the bases loaded, and rather than bring in McHugh, it looks like Snitker and company are going to let Chirinos face Narvaez for the third time.
It's outside and high, ball 4. It forces in a run. We're tied at 3-3. McNeil comes home from third. Alonso goes to third. Vogelbach to second. And that last pitch will be the shower ball for Yonny Chirinos. He is done like dinner.
Mets have got 2 in the inning to tie it. And a huge spot here for Mark Vientos with 2 outs. He doubled and then struck out.
Ball 4. It forces in another run. The Mets have their first lead of the series. It is 4-3 New York. 2 consecutive bases loaded walks. 1 to Narvaez to tie the game. This one to Vientos puts the Mets in front.
Well, control has suddenly eluded the Braves. It's 4-3 New York here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bases loaded for DJ Stewart.
Did it hit him?
Stewart saying something. Maybe the indication now is that it did hit him. And that will force in Vogelbach from third and give the Mets a 5-3 lead.
I think they were challenging a catcher interference call. Watch the bat and the glove.
Oh, yeah.
So interference is called on Sean Murphy.
Call on the field is confirmed. There was catcher's interference. Atlanta will lose the challenge.
It is now a 5-3 Mets lead, and back to the man who started it all, Rafael Ortega.
We need to stop the bleeding quickly.
That ball ripped. Ortega into right. It gets down. 1 run comes in. Rounding and being sent. Scoring another one. Vientos touches. 2-run score. And how about the Mets, who have done an about-face on their inability to drive in runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
7-3 Mets, top of the 6th inning. Senga trying to get through 6 innings.
Payoff pitch hit hard towards first. Pick on a tough hop by Alonso down to his knee. Gets up and goes to first in time. Side retired. Tremendous play by Alonso on what will probably turn out to be the final pitch thrown tonight by Kodai Senga.
Yeah, Grant Hartwig, a Miami Red Hawk, facing off against a Wright State Raider, Sean Murphy, in a battle of Southwest Ohio that meets New York City, opening up the top of the 7th inning.
Righty Hartwig brings it. That'll be hit to deep left center field. That is crushed into the seats. And it's the 20th home run of the year for Sean Murphy. And maybe that's the spark the Braves are looking for. It's now a 7-4 lead for the Mets. That got out of here so quickly. I'd left a vapor trail behind it.
114 miles an hour off the bat. Saw 2 sinkers to lead off the at-bat, then went back to it. And Murph clearly had that timed up.
Mets leading 7-4 at the top of the 8th inning. And now he's going to go left on left versus Olsen. And we'll see what Matt has in store for Rayleigh.
That ball is crushed. Matt Olson head down, and he will trot around them all. A massive shot.
And it's a 1-run ball game.
The Braves are down to their last out, and Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the batter. As the Mets trying to hold on, they lead 7-6.
And Acuna to third. This should do it. Mendick. That's it. The New York Mets do salvage a win in this 4-game series. After being outscored 34-3 in the first 3, they win it 7-6.